Hey there all you wonderful guys, gals, and ghouls, CJ here. Welcome back to my channel, and Happy New Year. Yes, as the title and thumbnail suggests, this is a sketchbook tour of my original characters. Now, before we begin, I just want to say most, if not all of my OCs are still in progress. I pretty much have the way they're gonna look, i.e. clothes, their face. I pretty much got that down pretty solidly. Maybe some tweaks here and there, but mostly I'm still working on their backstory and personalities, superpowers, etc. So don't be surprised if you ask me a question about any of my OCs and you get a, hey, good question, I'm not sure, but you've given me something to think about. Thank you. And of course I use inspirations from like other movies, comics, and animes, mangas, various mythologies. And yeah, please ask me questions in the comment section. So yeah, here we go. As you can see, this sketchbook has been well loved. Oh my god, it's been well loved. It is a Bean Fang or Bine Fang mixed media sketchbook. It is 5.5, sorry, by 8.5 inches. It has 40 pages, 80 pages if you consider the back and front of each page, acid free, 90 pounds and 146 GSMs. I got this from Staples like a way long time ago. Yeah. Okay, oh yeah, it's been well loved. Like I said, the front just died. You know what? Just get rid of that. Anyway, so first page is just a silhouette of some of my OCs, not all of them. I couldn't possibly fit them all. Well, maybe I could. I could have just like cut them in half, but I don't think at the time when I started this, like some of my OCs weren't even like made up yet. So, but yeah, first page silhouette of some of my OCs. I'm not gonna tell you their names because we're gonna go through them, and maybe you can guess them when you go back. So this is my first baby. This is Oswald, and he is a cyborg, bioborg, a human with cybernetic enhancements, whatever you want to say. Before in his old life, he got like in a bad accident, so he was cryogenically frozen, and he woke up in like a different time. He's very adept in martial arts. He wields a scythe. Oddly enough, I didn't draw it in this picture, but I think I did in the other pictures I'm going to show. And he likes apple jelly and jam, and he loves to do yoga. And his best friends, or his best friend, is aivis. I got the idea to make this character from Major Motoko Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell, and a little bit of influence of Cyborg from DC Justice League. So yeah, this is like, I guess you could say his clothes and his battle suit, whatever you want to call it. There it is, that's the picture with the sun. I think I did what the heck is that? Some facial expressions right here. There's like a side view. And it's like two little parts on his forehead that like kind of glow. And yeah, his eyes are like blacked out, but his pupils are green. And I guess when you cut off the dark, they glow in the dark. It like freaks out people. So there's that. So yeah, that's Oswald. That's him. Alrighty, moving on, my other baby. Well, all of these are my babies. So this is Anthony's. Enfys, his name is Welsh, and in Welsh it means rainbow. So Enfys is like a genetically modified human or humanoid. Basically he's a part of a race that basically just wanted to be unicorns. He's like, they're cell-fashioned humans or humanoid creatures who wanted to be unicorns or have a unicorn on their head. So yeah, Enfys, he loves sweets and to do yoga as well. Best friend is Azrael, of course. Although not at first. When they first met, they were like, ah, we're gonna fight. So yeah, there's that. And when he was young, he was separated from his family and his home planet, and he actually hired Azrael to help him get back. Oh yeah, how in the hell did I not mention this? But Azrael is kind of a part of a mercenary soldier for hire group, and normally the group doesn't do like escort missions, but if they pay a good price they'll do it. But yeah, that's initially how I had these two meet up. So yeah, my unicorn baby. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry, gotta switch it. Yeah, they're BFFs. Although Azrael doesn't seem like it sometimes. He just seems more annoyed than anything. And it's Enfys. He's like working out, doing yoga, but he has like a mountain of sweets around him. Macaroons with popcorn and ice cream, soda, some facial expressions. And as you can see, gave him the name Rainbow because, well, Enfys, which technically means rainbow in Welsh, because there's like rainbow striped hair. Actually, if you've like seen this character before, like his hair color actually changed. So like I said before, most of my characters, if not all, are like still works in progress. But again, yeah, this is Enfys. Oh, that hurt my head. I don't know why that hurt my head. This is Katzie. She is, I guess you could think of her as like a sorceress, witch, or something like that, a spellcaster. And she's able to traverse between dimensions. Her brother gave her the nickname Shesha for her affinity for cats, hence her name Katzie. And because when she materializes or dematerializes, her eyes and smile are like the first and last thing to see. Kind of like, I don't know if you've ever watched the Alice in Wonderland Disney movie. It's kind of like that. Why does it look like she's smelling her arm? Why did it do that? But anyway, this is Katzie. She's pretty, well, you know, bubbly somewhat. Kind of sly, and she likes to play pranks on people. And some facial expressions of her. Her ears are supposed to be like tiger fangs or something, but they're like made out of gold. Let's look another picture of her right there. Oh, this is Phoenix McRaven, and she's basically like a galactic surveyor slash, not to entirely steal the term, space jockey. And what she does is basically go out by herself in her spaceship. She's contracted to like different companies and or like people or private civilians or whatever, and she goes out to like see if like these different planets are like human inhabitable or can they host human life, or if they like have like valuable resources on them, like ores and minerals they can use for like fuel or to like help grow food back on other planets. And like I said, these are usually one man or one woman crews. They go out and do this dangerous work by themselves and get like paid like buku money. So Phoenix, I guess by standards in the future, living in space, she's pretty rich, but she usually doesn't, like, I guess you can say, like, overindulge in the money, but they do use the money. Her and the other surveyors use the money to like maintenance their ships and, you know, stock up on fuel and gas and stuff like that. Yeah, she's or when she's not, I guess, on like a mission or whatnot, she loves to play like video games and sing. She likes to play games from the, I guess, if she's in the future, she likes to play games that, I guess, from our time, from the 21st century. And I don't know if I've mentioned it, but her design is heavily inspired by the Aliens movie, like the first two, Alien and Aliens, and some of her character traits come from Ripley. I always thought she was a cool character. Yeah, Phoenix and other surveyors like her are considered like superhuman because they do have, I guess you can say, above average strength and dexterity. Some of them, well, she's particularly resilient to like small firearms and stuff like that. So there's her and some facial expressions. Oh yeah, and it's also said with being a surveyor that it's preferred if they don't have any close or just not have any at all like familial ties, so they can just like focus on the job and get it done and get paid and get on with their business. So again, I'm still like working on everyone's backstory, but yeah. This is Anomaly. I haven't written too much about him. I don't know, this is his first form, and he has like a weird like cat bat like mask or head that detaches from his body actually. Oh good, I actually made it in this picture. And like the beads around his neck are actually jewelry from his sister. His sister is Katzie. He doesn't know that right now because he's lost his freaking mind. I mean, your head is like detachable from your body. There's no way you're gonna know that right at that point in time, nor would you care. But yeah, so this is again Anomaly's like first form, and I don't know what I was thinking. And this is his second form, which I like a lot. I like his first form. I really like his second form that I made for him. He has on like a corset type like white suit or something, and the little balls, like they get condensed down into like 4 or 6, and he doesn't have arms in this form, but he has like hands that like float out of like this like smoke, and it like hovers around him and stuff. There's like some facial expressions right there. What's the other picture? Oh, there it is. This is like Anomaly in like both of his forms. The one with like the crazy cat detachable head thing, and this one is like white suit and cloak and stuff. It's like smoke all around. I really like this actually. This is, well, I nicknamed her Aza, but her full name is Ozaman, and she's basically a priestess turned into a self-styled knightess, and this is what she looks like. Ozaman, or Aza for short, is a werewolf, or what do they say, a lycanthrope, yeah. She carries the skull of her deceased loved one, and she's vowed to get revenge on the ones who killed him. Her design is based off of a lot actually, but mainly it's of a South African folktale of Ozaman. It's basically a vampire or werewolf, and of the goddess of disorder, Muso Koroni, and that tale comes from like the Bambara of Africa. So there's that, and I give it like, I don't know, like a red dress and like some gold endowments on it. I mean, it's pretty. Well, I thought it was pretty, but yeah. This is Amamayan Red Ebony Wood. She loves to garden and make tea. She's somewhat shy and she doesn't really like fighting or violence, though she will do it in order to protect herself and others. She runs very fast. Like, she's in, like, if I had to like put her on a tier list, she's like above Sonic speed, but like a little less than like the Flash from DC. That's how fast she runs. And she uses the golden bangles around her wrist and some in her hair, and she has like a big golden hula hoop or bangle, whatever you want to call it, and she uses those to like fight with as well. Different facial expressions, and she also wields sometimes in the middle of the hoops, a star that like fires like laser beams and stuff out of it. I think I named it the Star of Gemma, something like that, the broken ring of stars. I don't know, some of y'all may or may not have seen her before, but there she is. And she's based off of an Egyptian like tale of rabbits or something like that, because she has like rabbit ears and horns. She has a third eye. But yeah, that's Amamayan. Her name is actually of a male god from Africa who's like, he likes to grow like forest and vegetables and stuff like that. So that's kind of where her name comes from. This is Travis Cosmo Red Ebony Wood. His name is really long actually, and he's actually Amamayan's older brother. He calls her MA for short. He loves to pull pranks on people, and he loves to tell stories of his travels, although he doesn't like to be pranked back in response. His design is also based off of like the Brer Rabbit stories from Africa that were kind of like adapted later in like American history. And he can be a trickster as well. He's super smart. He's very old, and he can shoot lasers out of his hands and feet. I don't know why that was an important like thing to share, but I shared it, so there it is. One thing I'll say about Travis and Ime is that they both have an affinity for like magical girl and a boy like shows. So when they do like attacks and stuff, like their attacks will like mirror those of that you would like see on like Sailor Moon or Do Re Mi and other little shows like that. So yeah, that's Cosmo. I mean, although he can get really angry sometimes. There's a picture of him right here too. Stuck. This is Eshu Oni. I believe some of y'all have like seen him before. He came about as an idea to combine African and Japanese mythologies, and it's like in his name as well. Eshu is actually a trickster god from West Africa, and Oni is an actual like a yokai or an ogre in Japanese like mythology folklore. And as his appearance suggests, he is a trickster and loves to go into the heat of battle. He is best friends with Travis and Anomaly, and he loves to play tricks on Travis, even though he doesn't appreciate it. It's just funny. And he uses a weapon that's a cross between a cannonball. It's what the Oni carry. It's like a long like spiked club, and yeah, it's like a cross between that and a morning star, which is more spherical with spikes on it. He's pretty good natured, but he can be pretty intense sometimes as well. Again, he loves to like frustrate Travis with like cryptic and abstract riddles and jokes. And here he is. He also has like two masks. One represents like good, one represents like evil. He had a third mask, but he lost it, and it's supposed to represent like the balance between both. So yeah, and no, there's his weapon too as well. So yeah, he's like a cross between Eshu, the trickster god, and Omni. I really like the way he came out. This is Notch, and Notch is more or less like an earth spirit or nymph or something like that. He lives in like a small pocket space, and only a few of him know he even exists, and even fewer even know how to like find him. And usually when people find him, they're usually looking for like answers to like ancient like questions, but most of the time they know he has like knowledge of, or if not, know how to cure like diseases and or illnesses. And he's very soft-spoken, but he can be pretty mean sometimes. Most of the time he's pretty nice. It's said that he's also immortal. So yeah, he's like directly tied to like the Earth's energy, but he doesn't live on Earth. And since like most people don't even know where like Earth is anymore, he's like one of the few people who knows where the planet is as of right now. And it's like that him. This is Fortune, and she was born a chronicler, and basically a chronicler is, in my own mythology with these characters, is a being who basically keeps records of like all the civilization, animals, peoples, other creatures, living beings in like their sector, whatever sector of the galaxy or galaxies. And as her name implies, she is a soldier or mercenary of fortune, even though she was born a chronicler, and chroniclers usually don't engage in battles and stuff like that. They are strictly there to like observe, but growing up she's like, no, about that, I'm actually gonna go out and just go live my life. So yeah, she was taken from her mother as a newborn, and in the fight, Fortune, like, she got injuries along like the left side of her face, and she got one of her horns cut off. She had two horns, but one of them got cut, and she actually got her arm pretty messed up, and that's why it's in like this like kind of oversized glove. And actually, if she takes off the glove, her arm looks normal, but it's like when she gets angry or something like that, like it kind of mutates and like spews out like lasers and stuff like that. So she wears like this glove to like, I don't know, keep it in check. Again, unlike her mother, who we'll meet here in a second, she loves to go on like discovering things and enjoying fights, and actively looks for them. She looks for battles to go fight in, and she's kind of vain, and she loves to like primp and preen herself. She loves to gamble. So yeah, this is Fortune. And like I said, we're gonna meet her mom too as well. So that's Fortune. Actually really happy when that picture came out of her. And I think I actually did a portrait of her on my channel in digital, but it has, as you can tell, and as I've stated before, like the character designs are kind of still in flux, and I know she's definitely had a change from how I had her the first time to versus now. This is Avedon. I believe some of you may have seen him during Inktober. Avedon is actually a guy who was brought back from the dead, and he speaks like, I guess you could say with like a Cajun or Creole accent. I don't know if like people have ever been to New Orleans, like not all, but most people there, they have like that really cool accent to their voice. He's actually the older brother to Azrael, and is also cybernetically enhanced like his little brother. Avedon he's pretty he's pretty flashy, and he likes to show off. This kind of person he is. He loves to like make smoke tricks and stuff when he's not fighting. He likes to collect jazz records, and he's actually pretty jovial person, but when he's on his missions, he keeps it pretty serious, on the straight and narrow, but with kind of like a sly, clever, somewhat humorous edge to it. He can release like a poisonous like vapor like smoke from his hands and mouth to like incapacitate or kill his opponents. His name actually comes from Hebrew or Hebrew word which means doom in Hebrew, and also the name Avedon or Avalon appears in like the Hebrew Bible, and it's supposed to describe like the angel of the abyss. His design that I had also takes from the legend of like Obalale is an Orisha god from West Africa, and this god is usually associated with like death and disease and stuff like that, and of healing. So that's what I kind of made his like character, like incorporate those little things into his person. And last but not least is my character Chroma. Chroma is a chronicler, and she holds or is in charge of one of the biggest and probably one of the oldest interstellar nurseries in the galaxy. And again, an interstellar nursery is basically a place where it's almost kind of like if it puts you in the mind of a terrarium. Like there's like different animals and or beings from like these different planets and places where their planet has like been destroyed, or they're like the last of their kind, so they're kind of like being preserved at this nursery, and record keeping and stuff like that. That's basically what she is. And most chroniclers in the nurseries, they live in pretty like harsh environments, so their physical appearance is actually in like response to like the nursery that they're taking care of. Like for instance, her nursery is very, not all of it, but it's very cold and windy, and some of the beings she take care of, they live like up high in like mountainous regions, so she has to like travel around and like basically keep an eye and caretake all the beings in the nursery. So she has like fur and like pretty tough skin as well. And some of her facial expressions, she's usually pretty quiet and reserved and introverted, but she can be somewhat loud and boisterous at times. She thoroughly enjoys her peace and solitude, you know, other than the creature she takes care of. But other than that, she enjoys like being by herself. She is, if you haven't guessed by now, she is the mother to Fortune. And show you that. Yeah, that's Fortune. This is Fortune's mama. And her design is kind of a cross between alien and like the slit mouth woman from Japan. Sort of kind of. It's like she can open her mouth to like impossible size because her face has like a slit on the side, but it's not like crooked like the slit mouth woman. It's like actually just like parallel to her face like that. I think the rest of the sketchbook is just, yeah, just like pictures of my OCs doing like various things. This is a picture of Aza, but it didn't come out very well, but it's there. You see it? Yeah. This is a picture of Azrael, Avedon, and Infes. And I don't know, they're like, I think these are like my, no, he's one of the tallest. They're actually pretty short compared to him. But yeah, he's like, oh no, thank you. I don't know why I did that. The marker like leaked through the paper. And this is a picture of Azrael and like one of his like cloaks with like golden like embroidery on it and stuff. And some like of the other mercenaries in the group he's with. I think I'm gonna make some mercenaries from the group, like some actual characters. But yeah, I did that. I forgot what I made it with. It was either the Fontaine gold paints or the Arteza metallic wash. I think it was the Fontaine gold paints. Well, that's a pretty picture of Mayan, and another picture of Azamin, or Aza for short. I tried to do like the stained glass and like the colors coming in. I don't think it came out that well, but Again, it's over, it's done, oh well. And she has like the skull of her lover. Very morbid, I guess. Ooh, the marker looked through again. It's a picture of Phoenix, and she's like making repairs to like a panel, and it's just like inverted gravity initiated. So technically, wherever she is, she's like sitting on the roof of whatever place she is, and she's doing like repairs. It has like a holographic like panel in her hand, or it's supposed to look like it. I don't know if it came out that well, and it's kind of like glowing and stuff like that. Ooh, this one came out very well. I actually used the Shimamiya gouache for this. The gouaches are pretty awesome. Yeah, this is Shimamiya and her brother Travis, and they're like, I'm just looking up at the stars. I was really happy the way this came out, because this paper for mixed media, I'm sorry, quite frankly, it sucks. So yeah, it's really happy the way that came out. I think I was just playing around with some more of my ink and brush pens. I think I did this during Inktober, but it wasn't a part of like my Inktober, I don't know, series of pictures. But if you want to see my series of pictures on Inktober, I have a video on that, and I'll link it below in the description. I might even put like a title card up here now for well as that if you want to see that. But yeah, I think I was still in like the thrall of Inktober, and I did a picture of Chroma and a picture of Oni. I did it like, I don't know, I guess you could say like grayscale ink. If you're wondering why this paint like substance looks so weird, it's actually glow in the dark paint from where did I get this paint from? 5 and Below. I don't want to turn the lights off now because I don't know, it would just be weird. But I promise you the paint does glow. You have to like put it on in like layers. It doesn't work in like little thin layers. If you like layer it, it does work. But yeah, there's that. And oh, it's like a picture of all of my babies here in one picture together. I don't know why I gave Shimamiya that facial expression. Oh, I was playing The Sims, and if anyone's ever played The Sims, you know how The Sims give you that like bored or very bored like facial expression on their like little, I don't know, the little character tab, and I was like, oh my god, that's so funny. So I ended up drawing her face in that facial expression I saw from The Sims. Why did I do that? But I thought it was funny, so there it is. And yeah, it's all the babies. Oh, and this is more or less like the art supplies I used on this. Like, again, like I said in my fill up your sketchbook video, like make swatches towards like the back end. And I'm so glad I did this because I figured out the hard way that I knew that like alcohol markers would like leak through, but this paper is so thin, like even like the water based markers, like if you layered them enough they would start to leak through. And I'm like, oh, I think you can even see it right here as well. But here I use some Faber-Castell colored pencils, some pens, fine liners, brush pens, some pencils of course, and again the dual art markers from Wish, some like metallic and gold, so gold, well yeah they were gold, but neon metallic glitter gel pens. These are the Boku Undo watercolors. These are the Koei Noir Allen Key watercolors. This is really pretty. There's the Fine Tech Pearl colors, the Arteza metallic gouache, and the Miyahime gouache. And I think that's it. Oh, it's one more picture. I don't know how I forgot that. I did that literally like a couple of days ago. Oh yeah, so Finished on December 27th, 2019. And if I didn't say it, I'm saying it now. Oh yeah, it's on the cover. That door off. I started the sketchbook April 2nd, 2019, and again finished it December 27th, 2019. And it's just like a cute little picture of Infies and Azrael laying in the grass. Actually came out pretty well. I don't know how I forgot this. I literally did this like a couple of days ago. But yeah, that's it. That's my OC sketchbook tour. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, ask me questions about any of my characters. And again, don't be surprised if I'm just like, I don't know, but I'll get back to you on that. Don't be surprised on that. Again, most of my characters, if not all, they're still like works in progress, but this is basically how they look so far. And I'm pretty satisfied of how my characters look so far. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys again for joining me back on my channel, and hope to see y'all again pretty soon. And Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. And again, see you guys soon. Bye.
Seven, 6, 5,